Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion.
Hello once again and welcome to Poetry in Motion Sunday. I'm Craig Lewis and you're watching episode 38. And starting with my first poem, this one's called Through Writing Poems. He told her, get me out of school, mum. My mental health is suffering. Another friend excluded last week, numbers are doubling. They're black like me and I'm thinking it's a color thing. I guess he wasn't too far off the mark. Analyzing his environments but didn't take it to heart. Though the comments he received could well have sparked the cable that starts the engine of destruction. With his mind driven by corruption, blind to suggestions from the kind with his best interest at heart. Luckily he was too clever to try swimming with the sharks. If given a part as a thug in this movie called Life, he'd reject the role without thinking twice. Like he would the devil's pie if he was given a slice. He'd rather be the hero than the villain. He didn't condone the blood spilling on the streets from his own race. He planned to be a known face using good intentions. He generally felt compassion each time reporters mentioned another knife crime occurred in his city. Each murder he would pity, but he couldn't change the world alone, but surely committed to doing his part through writing poems. And moving on to my second poem, this one's called I Tell It Never. When anger tries to sing a lullaby to get you off to sleep, one should stand and nullify to avoid defeat, like a ticket for speeding. When you revisit the reason of the trigger to your feels, one by one inspecting every finger dragging on your heels, like a grotesque figure living in your nightmares. The sight dares to bring you temporary fright. And so the similarities may happen to shed light, like the smoker sparking up with a fancy lighter. Think you've had the hardest luck, your life is nicer. You're a 9-to-5er getting by from check to check, while there's so many homeless cause they had so many debts. They give an arm for a hot meal in the very bed you rest in. I take my hat off to the geezer that once said count your blessings, cause I once put it to practice and it made me feel much better. So when anger offers to rock me fast asleep, I tell it never. And moving on to my third and final poem, this one's called Idle Chit Chat. She poured the wine bottle down the sink, emptied it like a dustbin, emptied it like the guitar case of the young fella busking in the city of a place he's never been. One may say she's keen to kick the habit like a ball, repeats the process standing tall, moving on to bottle 4 from her collection. Her perception has been reset. She's found her self-respect like treasure in the sand. Before she never planned, now a venture is a new toy. Embraces yoga classes now, her smile does bear a true joy. She's out for better things, tired of settling for a rude boy, or they would drive her to the drink. The trickery that they displayed would seem to make her think that they planned to stick around, but when they upped and left so soon, the smiles would switch to frowns. Then 1 o'clock would seem so often. She'd drink till she forgot them. But nowadays she can detect when dealing with boys and not men. Hence she's making wiser choices. She silences all the voices that was told her wine can fix that. Now anytime she hears them, she perceives them idle chit-chat. And there you have it, your poetry fix for me this week. Hope you enjoyed. Until next week, short and sweet. Take care.
Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, Sunday poetry in motion. Poetry in motion, Sunday.